Welcome to the Wrestling Still Cool podcast. My name's KM. That's Mark.
Hey, y'all doing? Appreciate y'all hanging in, or hanging out, I should say.
Right. So we're going to discuss last week's, last week's wrestling shows between Raw, SmackDown, Impact, and Dynamite. Now Raw, and I'm sorry, NXT including. I almost forgot about them.
That's right.
So we still had the draft going on Raw. Again, I am not a fan of Stephanie McMahon introducing the draft picks. I still do not like it.
I thought they did it a different way.
Yeah, it should have been done a different way. So let me make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay. So the first set of picks were Fiend to Raw, Bayley on SmackDown, Orton on Raw, Profits to SmackDown, Charlotte on Raw. One of the things I wanted to note here, I completely forgot Charlotte was on Raw. Like, I remember that she went down to NXT and faced Rhea Ripley, won the NXT title. I did not realize Charlotte was on Raw still.
Me neither. I thought she was on NXT. That's just like you said.
Yeah, that was a weird thing to hear about.
I have to. You just said that. Now I got to think. I have to wonder. They just kind of slipped it under the rug for nobody could to think about it. But who knows? But
and this is just my opinion. I think the only reason that Charlotte went on Raw is to draw attention, or not Raw, to NXT. This is drawing attention to NXT.
Oh yeah.
WWE is petty. You could tell they were trying to slow down AEW's momentum. It didn't work, but that's what it seemed like they were doing. And because it failed, it was a failed experiment. They brought her back to Raw. Also, picks-wise, is Braun Strowman on Raw, Daniel Bryan on SmackDown, Matt Riddle on Raw, Owens on SmackDown, and Jeff Hardy on Raw. The rest of the picks, the other picks later in the night, were Raw gets Retribution, SmackDown gets Lars Sullivan, Raw gets Keith Lee, SmackDown gets Baron Corbin, and Raw gets Alexa Bliss. Later picks were Elias to Raw, Sami Zayn to SmackDown, Lacey Evans to Raw, Nakamura and Cesaro on SmackDown, Raw gets Sheamus. And the final picks were Raw, Nikki Cross, SmackDown, Ziggler and Rude, Raw, R-Truth, SmackDown, Apollo Crews, and Raw has Dabba-Kato. So I guess officially now with Dabba-Kato going to Raw Underground's no more.
I don't think it is anymore, honestly.
I didn't think it was. I haven't thought it was for a while, but this kind of confirms it.
They have been on TV, 3 weeks, I believe it's been now. And,
it's been a while.
And Dabo was her top guy. So I think that their run is done with, which I'm not heartbroken over.
Neither am I, and I think Dabba-Kato, it could have been just a platform to launch Dabba-Kato.
But funny, they go through a lot of trouble for one person. I'm sorry.
Well, I think it might have been used initially for other people, but their main focus first was Dabba-Kato.
Oh, I understand.
If I was to harbor a guess on why they eliminated it, is they had a lot of people just acting as a crowd on Raw Underground, and with them having COVID outbreaks a couple times, I think they kind of like maybe not so much.
Yeah, I don't think really all I needed really.
So I called it the dirt sheet because that's what it was before, but they did this whole segment on Raw with Miz and Morrison called Miz TV, and they probably called it Miz TV on SmackDown. I don't remember, but it was basically the dirt sheet, and you could tell they're just trying to bring that back.
Yeah.
And this was really nothing besides setting up a tag team match later in the night, which I don't understand that. I will say I do like on how they approach the tag team champions, because basically they got flipped, New Day and Street Profits. And
I thought that was I'm sorry.
They just did a backstage trade.
Yeah, I thought that was logical. I had no disagreements with that one at all. It was fine. I was fine And it was really good the way they did that. But might as well do it that way. I mean, what else are you gonna do?
Yeah, and I really dug the New Day's gear. It feels like it's a throwback to old Nickelodeon.
Yeah, absolutely.
Another thing that they did, they tried to get, you could tell while they're doing the draft, they wanted to try and get like I don't want to say like a 5-star match, but essentially a 5-star match because they put Rollins, Styles, and Hardy all together in one match, and you could tell they're just like, we could do it. Might as well do it now.
Yeah, it's it was good to see Styles and Hardy, and them put on a great match, but it was kind of a way to restart, or kind of restart a feud, or keep going with the feud, also start a feud with Elias, and I think with Elias and Jeff Hardy, it should be good. I don't want it to where it makes look like Jeff Hardy's kind of like going back to mid card either. With Elias, hopefully they'll do something good with that feud, because I thought maybe Jeff Hardy was going to get a little more push, being now he's going to be the so-called leader of the locker room, and she is in essence. But I just now I wonder where AJ Styles is going to be at, being on Raw. What's his feud going to be? Even though we both know, and everybody else probably knows, that Styles is going to be pretty much going to Raw, because he didn't want to be on Friday nights because his kids' football games were going on, which I understand. And so looking forward to seeing both of them on Raw. How y'all doing? Here on the live studio. For y'all listening on the podcast, we're also on Facebook Live right now. We'll be going to stream here soon too.
One of the things I hope they do, because I think it would be a good blend of styles, is if, no pun intended, is to do Styles versus Keith Lee.
Styles versus Keith Lee, that'd be interesting feud there. I don't.
Yeah.
Well, Lee's got his feud right now going on, which will continue with Braun Strowman, as Braun Strowman is now in Raw. That's going to be a battle of the Titans. Big man going at it, so it's going to last for a little while. And you never know. I'm sure we'll see eventually Styles and Keith Lee having a feud.
Well, yeah, even if it's just a one-off match, just because they have a blend of styles that they can do there.
Yeah.
So, and I made a reference of this with WWE and tag teams. Well, one, they broke up essentially the New Day, but now they're like teasing this whole breakup between Lana and Natalya.
Yeah. Y'all here. Go ahead.
Now, what did you think of The Fiend and Bliss showing up and Sister Abigail, Garza, and Selena Vega?
Say it again.
What did you think about The Fiend and Alexa Bliss showing up and Sister Abigail, Garza, and Vega?
Oh, it's entertaining. It's a good start for them to it's a good start for them to show up on Raw and to kind of basically just make a good statement saying, "Hey, we're here," and just continue that dominant storyline.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that they're going to have a few of those to eventually. Maybe. I don't know. But I think at least it was a good statement.
Right. I dig it because I like the development. I like the fact that Wyatt's basically getting a new family, and this time they're bringing in Alexa Bliss for it. I dig it.
Yeah.
So there's one thing I noticed on this episode of Raw. You had Kingston and Xavier Woods in a match against Rude and Ziggler. One, I'm surprised that WWE doesn't want to push Woods either, even as like an Intercontinental guy. Guy is good in the ring. He's good on the mic. But they called the finisher the wrong name because they have a combination move called the Midnight Hour, which is like lifted up assisted DDT. But then they had like this backbreaker foot stomp combination that's called the up, up, down, down. But basically, the New Day did the up, up, down, down for the win, and a commentary is like, "Oh, that was the midnight hour." It's like, no, it wasn't.
Yeah, I guess they once saw something else, and or obviously there's the botches too. But honestly,
well, that's the thing.
Just say this, I think it's.
Well, I was gonna say that's the thing. They call when Jeff Hardy does like the Netbreaker variant, they call that the Twist of Hate, not the Twist of Fate.
Yeah, I know.
But yet they mess up the midnight hour and up, up, down, down.
Yeah, want to botch it off, or at least do something different on commentary. I don't know about you, but I think having the New Day on Raw is pretty cool, but it's unfortunate to split off with Big E. But I know it's probably the better thing for right now too.
They're saying it's because they want Big E to be taken seriously. Like, I get that, but you don't have to break up the team. Part of his silliness is what got him over. Big E can play up this whole silliness on the mic, ruthless in the ring. He will be just fine.
They're going to need to change his theme music too, I believe, because if he's going to be away from New Day, he's got to do something a little different. I don't want to be getting too serious, so have something fun too, but I think the music got to change a little bit.
I don't know. I don't like it. And I was shocked that they had Lana win the number one contender match against Asuka.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Now I did watch both versions on Hulu. That's just how I ended up watching it. I wasn't a huge fan of SmackDown in general. I think they messed up the whole Daniel Bryan coming back by just having him up on stage, and then Triple H and Stephanie McMahon in the ring for the season premiere for SmackDown. And then they had Renee Young on camera at our home for it as well. And it's like, she's gone. Why are you relying so much on her?
Yeah, I was surprised when I heard that a few days prior she's going to be a special guest. I'm like, wait a minute. I know she's under the contract clause, but I mean, yeah, I agree that she's gone. I mean, if you're going to do a return, do it like if she's not working for somebody else at the time. Okay, she's going to return after a year just for just a one-off. But, I mean, love her. She's great, but it's not the same thing, too.
Yeah, it didn't make any sense to me at all. And it feels like they killed the whole Daniel Bryan returning by having him basically stand on the ramp while they had everyone, well, not everyone, but they had Stephanie McMahon and Triple H in the ring. I don't know. It didn't make sense. And then they had this brawl breakout, which ultimately looked like it was just setting up Lars Sullivan versus Jeff Hardy, which was basically a squash. And then like they kept using the word freak like every 2 seconds. And I get it. WWE wants to hammer home nicknames.
Oh, yeah.
How many times do you have to hear Michael Cole go, "It's the big dog. It's the big dog." Fuck,
oh, yeah.
He's Roman Reigns. Like,
he's notorious for saying the big dog, man. It's a notorious thing.
It's Roman Reigns. You call him Roman Reigns. How fucking hard is it?
It's like always heard with Brock Lesnar, the Beast.
Yeah, the Beast incarnate. Whatever the fuck that means. But yeah, it was just one of those things where it's just like, I swear, if I hear freak one more time, I'm just going to break my TV. But
by the way, you've heard the that's that team that goes we want to smoke.
Oh, Profits.
Yeah, Street Profits. I was trying to brain fart there for a second. All right, so what does that actually mean?
I don't know.
I can't grasp at what that actually means. We want to smoke. Is okay. You want a victory.
What I think it is I think we want the victory. We want the money, kind of thing. I think that's what it is.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's the but it's like, what does it actually mean? But I asked